Who you calling
Yo,
Hey.
we are here. And I think we might have had trouble with the intro because it looked weird on my end, and also my YouTube is not playing yet. So I think there is a huge
Delay.
Yeah.
I see us on the screen. Looks fine.
Somebody called
Do you?
Dani for tech support.
Ah,
Right.
no.
Are we on the
Are
right
you
input?
are you off today? We need tech support.
My remote control won't turn on the show.
Right. Hi guys. If you can see us, I can't see us yet on YouTube. So we're just gonna roll with it. Word, you want
might
to
have
go
to
ahead and
refresh.
introduce our guest?
All right, what's going on, everybody? Today we have the lovely Chelle on our show. Well, we know her as Chelle. Her Instagram is Chelle Girl Kicks. Our favorite Australian sneakerhead. Some of you guys might have had the pleasure of getting to know her on some of her trips to the States, or you've seen her, just hanging around with us. She's one of our biggest supporters. So, with that being said, we wanted to bring her on today and get a different perspective about sneaker culture in other countries. So, Chelle, you want to give a quick intro about yourself?
Yes, I'm Chelle from the Gold Coast, Australia. Been back collecting sneakers for probably about 7 years now. Most people will know my main collection is Jordans with a few Kyries and a few up-tempos. Sorry, Hella, I don't touch the bronze. But I don't hate
Okay.
for it. Yeah, so I've been lucky enough to meet all these guys through Instagram, and we've made an amazing friendship. I've been over a couple of times now and been able to hang out with them, and it's been amazing to be able to do that when our main love is sneakers, but the friendship has grown so much more than that.
So how is it meeting other sneakerheads from like across the world?
It's weird. It's kind of crazy, and I guess you grow up being told not to go and meet strangers off the internet. But when I met Word and Dani, I was standing on the side of a road in Georgetown, waiting for them to pick me up.
Yeah, essentially she got in our truck and didn't know us.
I'm like,
in DC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met you outside of a train station in Brooklyn. So there's that.
All these stories sound so sketchy. So sketchy. Like the episode
I
of
met
Dateline.
Kicks and Adams Kicks in their hotel lobby. We do not set a good example for where to meet up with sneakerheads, guys.
Right.
Right. Warning: we do not encourage anyone meeting up in dark alleys and/or train stations.
I flew from New York to DC to meet up with on Unboxed and. Sorry, my mother. You tell her to go away for an hour, and she comes in. I actually flew from New York to DC for lunch with Mo and Thriller one day as well. So yeah, it's been a crazy ride, but I've met a lot of people. I've had a lot of people flake on me when I've gone to their city, and they've told me, yeah, we'll catch up, and then you don't hear from them. But it's been good so far. Unboxed organised a huge meetup last year when I went to DC for the week, and that's where I got to meet a lot of people. So it's been good. The pity this year had to get cancelled because of COVID.
Man, I mean, our trip almost got canceled, but you know what? We made it happen.
That's it. We got there.
Yeah, we did, and we got back just in time. Chelle, what's the biggest difference that you notice between like the sneaker culture in the States and the sneaker culture in Australia?
We have quite a lot of little communities that help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky to be a member of quite a few of them, but, we'll help each other cop shoes. We'll jump online and get whatever sizes we can get to help everybody out. I don't see that as much over there. I know there's like little groups of friends that will help each other out, and I know I can always rely on you guys to help me cop things that I don't get over here. But we also don't have a huge YouTube presence, and we don't do a lot of sneaker battles like you guys seem to have. And I guess I see a lot of that because I'm in the YouTube shows with you guys and following a lot of people that I've met. So I find that the whole female versus male things that are going on over there at the moment, I find that really hard because that doesn't happen here. I've got an amazing group of guys up in Brisbane that I only have to say I want a shoe and they will enter every raffle for me.
Right.
I've got an Australian-wide group called Jordan Heads that's all we do. We assist everybody. We get online and say, I want this shoe in a 7Y, and someone will attempt to get a 7Y. Then we have our bigger group, which is the Kickstand. It's an Australian-wide group with over 40,000 members in Australia, New Zealand, and I think there's a few people from the Philippines in there as well. They do a sneaker show, a bit like Sneakercon, but I'm going to say it's a lot better. It's very community-based, so you don't have a lot of resellers in it. It's more sneakerheads selling their collection that they don't wear anymore, so more reasonable prices and just such a more community feel to it. Everybody's willing to help everybody out.
Right.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, because that was going to be my question. Do you think because there's less resale over there, like you said, that's what makes it easier for you guys to come together and help each other out?
We still have resellers, but I don't see it so much on the Gold Coast. I know there's a few in Brisbane that do it. It's big in Sydney and Melbourne. Speaking to one of the girls that lives in Sydney, hey, Nicole, if you're watching, because I know you're going to try and tune in, she said that a lot of the resellers will let the girls cop their women's shoes and they'll get the sizes around what these girls want.
Right.
So they're willing, because they know them from the camp outs and the raffles and everything, they're willing to let them get their sizes before they buy everything. So they've actually become friends with the people that are there all the time rather than just going in and buying everything and not leaving anything for us.
That's dope.
If you
Babz,
guys
you have any questions?
I want to know if anyone in the chat knows any other international, well, not other, but any international YouTubers. I would definitely like to try to see some new content because they obviously get different colorways and different models than us. So if you guys know any international YouTubers, I'd love to read about those in the comments.
I had I had a question when I first came across you and met you and knew about you coming to the States. I off the back noticed your love for basketball and you were always going to like a bunch of different games.
Yep.
Did your love of basketball spark your love for sneakers?
Yeah,
or was it vice versa?
Yeah, no, I played basketball growing up and became a huge San Antonio Spurs fan. So yeah, I guess seeing Michael Jordan playing in his shoes really got me into the love of it. I come from an area that's really big in surf and skate culture because we live on the beach. So I always went between a pair of skate shoes and a pair of basketball shoes.
Right.
Probably about 7 years ago, I gave up the skate shoes and went straight into my love of basketball shoes, in which I can't seem to give up because I keep buying.
Quick question. What do you put on? What do you pick out first, your shoes or your outfit?
Well, because most of my clothes I wear mainly black, it's pretty easy to match any pair of shoes with them. But I tend to know what I'm going to have on my feet before I pick my clothes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it depends on what shade of pink when you go into pinks and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, do you guys have any questions for Chelle? Or does anybody
Uh,
on the panel have any more questions?
I would like to know
Yeah.
how many tarantulas you have. No, just kidding.
Not
The tarantula.
What we're not
Um,
gonna do is address spider talk
we have a lot of
or
daddy long
snake
legs.
talk.
They live in the house because they are the most venomous, but they can't bite you. So they're
Yeah,
really good to have in your house because they kill redback spiders,
scary.
Gotcha.
and you don't want them in your house.
Now, I wanted to ask more. I know you said it's more of like a skate scene out there. I would imagine because it's so hot, a lot of people dress the way we would dress like in Miami. You know, shorts and high top socks and skate shoes. And is that a lot of what you see over there?
Look, most people here wear, I guess you call them flip flops. We call
Right,
them thongs.
right,
So yeah, most people will live in those.
right.
We don't really have a winter. Like at the moment, we're about to go into winter. It's cool in the morning, but then it's going to be up to 70 during the day,
Right.
and then it's cooler in the evening. So most people still wear sandals, flip
To
flops.
match the nice year round weather. Right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. And then there's me in my jade.
I got another question. I know that you recently picked up a new DSLR camera and you've been testing it out.
Yes.
Do people look at you weird when you're outside taking pictures of your shoes like they do with us over here?
Probably. So far, I've only ventured onto my driveway for it. So my neighbors probably already think I'm crazy.
That's
Because
like
I
me,
was
Chelle.
with my phone. Like you'd go out for the day and you'd be taking your shoe picture before you got in the car. So they were
Right.
already giving me looks for that. But yeah, I haven't ventured away from the house yet. I'm going to do that this week after work one night. So I'm hoping because everyone's still kind of in lockdown, it won't
Right.
get any bad looks.
Don't worry, it's not that bad. People just need to mind their business. Keep it moving. So if the chat doesn't
Do we
have
want to
any
ask Jim's
questions,
question?
DMV was
Jim has a
asking what
question,
kind
but
of camera.
oh,
Miss DMV asked what kind of camera.
Well, what have I got? I don't know what I've got. Nikon.
Mm-hmm.
An
What it
icon.
is.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Which
spoke
number
to
did you
Dani and
get?
she said, I think it was it a D3500?
The D3500?
Yeah.
Okay.
is that what
That's
you have, Dani?
I don't have that any longer, but I think that was
That's
my
what you said.
second Nikon camera. I started with the D3300 and moved to the 35, and then from there I moved to the D5600 only because I wanted the flip screen. But the 3500 is still a really good camera.
Right.
Jim, I only get tired of
Baller.
your jokes. And I think Miss DMV asked, when's the Aussie sneaker meetup? Not sure because no one's going to be allowed in this country until at least next year.
Right.
Oh,
And we
wow.
don't even
They
know
don't
when
want
we're
us.
going to be able to travel between states because the borders are currently closed between most states.
Wow.
Yeah, they
There
said
was
they don't
meant
want our
to
U.S.
be,
germs.
yeah, there was meant to be a sneaker meetup the week after I came back from the States, but that had to be cancelled due to COVID. So I was speaking to the boys the other night and they said they might, if the borders start opening, be able to have one of their sneaker meetups.
Right.
So,
Okay.
sorry guys, you can't come over for it.
Still
You don't want
crying.
Yeah.
us?
I know Babz
Hopefully
wants to
within
come
5 years we
over.
can get over there.
I know. So mad I didn't get to see
Um,
you in New York.
J
That
Jeff asked a
question.
question. He said, "What camera would you recommend for beginners?"
I
That'd
would
probably be better for
recommend
you,
any
Danny.
Canon, to be honest.
I mean, like honestly, I tell people to, I guess, when the stores do open up, go into the stores and kind of play with them and see how they feel in your hands. That's what I did. And
Well,
I played around with some of the features from things that I learned from watching videos on YouTube, and just see how it feels, and then just make your decision from there. I mean, they all have like a a buyer's remorse return policy. So if you get something and you don't really like it, or you feel like it's not for you, you can always return it and then try out another model.
That's even if you want
Yeah.
digital, because
Right.
Yeah.
even if you look on YouTube among all the camera videos, they'll show you the different color options, the way different film cameras will shoot
Yep.
photos for you, and different film rolls. If you have a
Right.
different numbered film roll, you could get a different color out of your photos. So if you're not really into
Right.
the editing and you kind of know what types of things you want to shoot already, whether it's people or buildings or wildlife, you could definitely get into the type of camera for what you want to shoot specifically.
Right. Or you can
Yeah.
you can use your phone camera. Like the phone cameras have come a
Yeah,
long
for
way
sure.
now.
To start.
You can do
Yeah.
just regular phone photography
Yep,
and still
they
come out with
come with
amazing pictures.
the Bluetooth remotes
Triggers.
and the stands. Yep.
Or just research. Like I just recently got a camera. I got the Canon M50, but I researched for like 2 weeks watching super ton of YouTube videos. But the M50 apparently is like the top choice for vloggers, and if you still want to do stills, because they have good Sigma lenses that give you great still quality images.
Right.
Because like from what I see, there's professionals. Like I saw a couple of photographers who went to school for it who downgraded, quote unquote, to the M50 because they said it's that good. So look into the M50, the Canon M50 for sure. It's a good price point as well.
Yeah, the price just went down on Amazon too. If you're looking.
And they have a
Oh,
content creator package where they give you like a mic and SD card.
Ooh, fancy. So
I
what
didn't get
the
that one,
speakers
but
asked you what position you played
I
before we
just
forget.
went back to him. I was short forward.
a short forward.
short forward. I guess that equates to small forward.
Yeah.
What
Word.
position? What
Word.
did, word was, I think, a point guard, right?
Yeah, I was a point guard.
Um,
Chef Curry with the shot, boy.
so our next topic we're gonna talk about is SneakerCon during the Rona.
Mm.
Speaking of
Last week,
meetups,
right? Last week, Footwear News posted a article saying that SneakerCon Dallas was still going to be on. Um, as far as like an hour ago, it's still going. So I don't know about all that. I think it's a little too soon. But
I
I don't know.
mean,
What do you guys think?
uh, that's a whole probably no for me because of the simple fact I'm not jumping on anybody's plane to be enclosed anywhere amongst a large group of people. So
Yeah.
that's a whole no. I don't know about how the locals feel about that. I mean, maybe because it's closer to them, they're willing to take the risk. I don't know if they're going to be moderating crowd control, minimizing how many people are in the facility at once, because we still got a lot of mess out here to deal with when it comes to the Rona.
Yeah. Like, are
Um,
masks going to be mandatory? That's what I want to know.
That's a
well,
good
it said, I think it
question.
said in the article something about them linking with medical companies or whatever. So I'm assuming they're gonna try to get masks. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's super irresponsible. And I'm one who's been saying like we need to start going back out, like those who are capable and aren't dealing with other medical issues because we can't just stay cooped up. We need to start getting out and slowly introducing the world back, our bodies back into the world. But
Mhm.
I mean, to have people come from all over, especially like higher, contaminated areas, so to say, like imagine having a ton of resellers or people come from New York to Texas and then come back. And I just feel like it's going to start a whole crazy wave. Like if they wanted to do it locally, I wouldn't be so mad. See this how like Atlanta opened back up and they're doing their own thing, but it definitely shouldn't be allowing people from everywhere to come in there.
you mean you guys don't want my germs?
Uh,
But I heard,
That's what
I
I
heard
thought.
that
That's what
we
I
just
thought.
had a spike
I
of.
mean, I think because the sneaker con isn't like an essential must have, I think that it's something that can be pushed to where things are maybe safer, where the restrictions are a little bit more relaxed a bit because we've seen some progress as far as infection rate and people catching the COVID. I mean, SneakerCon is very densely populated and people are kind of shoulder to shoulder. So I mean that puts a whole new meaning to herd immunity, but who wants to take that risk?
I'm not willing to take
Right.
that risk.
I'm trying to understand how it's, I want to say allowed. Like, I feel like if sports isn't back, or, like we can't go to the movies, we can't go to concerts, how are they allowed to potentially still host an event like that?
Right, right, right.
Does
Like,
Texas have
is it up to the
any
state?
gathering numbers? Like I know some places have no more than 100 people. Does anyone know what Texas has with
Well,
gatherings?
I'm assuming they're still going to continue it in Texas because the weather is warmer and people are less likely
Maybe
to pass the Rona around. That's what the article was
maybe
saying.
Polo would know.
I don't
So,
Yeah.
think so.
I mean,
I think
Polo.
it has to do with the convention center. I think the convention center's not letting them break their contract and take their deposit back, and they're gonna try to make money for their show. I mean, so what if
trying to
it's
just
just a
break
locals
even.
only show? I hope y'all don't go getting on planes to go to SneakerCon Dallas, but I mean, anybody in Dallas, if y'all are gonna go and they cut the capacity in half, have a blast. Wear some gloves. dap with your elbow. Like, I
Right.
just
That's what I don't get. If they're
Depends
going
what
to
your
say,
peak.
okay, you're only allowed 50 people in the room at a time.
well, they canceled Singapore, so I'm gonna assume that they were trying to cancel some of their events.
I mean, I don't know what the rules are in Texas right now. I
But
didn't.
they
That's
wouldn't
bad on
have
my
got
part.
into Singapore. Singapore's closed their borders to any international travelers
Right.
unless you're a resident. So
Polos would probably be best to answer the question of what the rules are right now in Texas if he's still in the chat.
Yeah. But
mm,
But
even
I
so, I
don't.
don't feel like it's gonna allow enough people for it to be worthwhile monetarily. Like, I'm sure for the venue, that the type of venue they host, it's going to cost a lot of money, and they're not going to get as many vendors because people aren't going to be willing to travel out of state, even if you do it locally. I mean, I don't know, I know there's a big community in Dallas, but I feel like, I've been to Dallas twice now for the Sneakercon, and it seemed like a lot of outside vendors. So I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, they have a lot of vendors that do travel with them who are from the states that they go to, which would be Miami, Cleveland, LA, well, cities, but um, it would be sad to not see your favorite vendor either.
Yeah, to go all that way or even to go in general.
Yeah. And that's a lot for
Hey,
them
shout out
to
to my
deal with.
cousin.
If you're a vendor and you got people touching your shoes, plus you have to then pack your shoes, then drive all the way home. Hopefully you don't have a family at home. You then can quarantine from. You know what I'm saying? It's a long process for even the vendors.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
Right. It's it's
no,
it's weird. It's scary. It's I don't know. I think it's just dangerous. I think they really need. I
Very.
don't know. I think these places that allow them to book these contracts just need to be a bit
Polo's
more
just come back into the
flexible.
room. Word, if you want to ask him the question again.
Oh, yeah, Polo, we were trying to get some insight as to like what the rules are in Texas as far as I guess meetups and the allowance of people, because with SneakerCon trying to be in Dallas, like, are they gonna have a max capacity for that space, or what's the deal with that over there? Is it up to the governor? Like, who's it up to allow that? I can't with Mo and Polo. They need to have their own show.
SneakerCon isn't going back to doing smaller shows. I discussed with them a couple months ago. They're doing shows that are at 10,000 people a day or more only, and only in places where they can do 2-day shows, which also cancels the Florida show because it's a 1-day show. So if they're not getting 20,000 people in a weekend, they're not interested in coming to those cities anymore. They like to push their
So,
international audience, and they're going to be pushing the numbers on their capacities in their rooms. I mean, they always have been, but they're only interested in larger shows now, and I can see why.
Be interesting to see
um,
if they come back over here next year. They held 2 here last year, and we've had 4 all up now over 3
Right.
years, and all of them have been very disappointing to people because they've been large spaces with hardly any vendors,
Right.
hardly anyone in the pit selling. So
Which is a shame. They should have interest in getting more local vendors into the
yeah,
show.
I think too. It's over $100 for a table,
Yeah,
and that's quite hard for some people to. If you're not a reseller and you're only selling shoes for $100,
right. How do you even make your money back?
That's it. So where our local, the kickstand meetup that we have, it's $50 a table,
Right.
and they will sell out a small hall or small little area quite easily. But yeah, I think Sneakercon really need to speak to some of the local groups here and work out how to make it better. I know speaking to a lot of you guys, you say, oh, it's more the after parties you guys go for, the meet up with everybody. So I actually spoke to a couple of the girls this week and I said, maybe that's something we can do at the next one, organise a meet up at a bar or a club afterwards to get everyone to go, because then we can all see each other
Right.
at the event.
Right. Polo's brought up a good point. Well, he said 25% capacity in restaurants, no bars are open, and it's mostly outdoor seating. So if SneakerCon is doing 10,000 people a day, 25% of that is still a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
the flight
It's enough
thing
to cover their deposit.
right. And then you still have the flight restrictions, like people having to be quarantined for 14 days. So I think it's just, I don't know, they got to figure something out. They got to do better, make it make sense.
True.
I mean, what if they do some kind of rotating thing where you get a timed limit? I don't even know if that'll work though. If I pay my
I
money, I
don't
want
think
to be in
so
there as
because
long as I want.
people are gonna be in there.
Right.
Right. Because that's the only thing that is, for them to be able to do the numbers. That's the only thing that seems like it will work. Like
And they
maybe they
haven't
lower the
changed
price of the
the
ticket
ticket
and you
price
only get like
either.
a 2 hour. Yeah. Like if they lower the ticket price and make it like a 2 hour max or something like where people can rotate in and out because you know if you're gonna have a max of 25%, there's no way you're gonna be able to get everybody in there at once.
Right.
Well, like, no offense to social distancing, but I'm not gonna stand 6 or 7 feet away and go look at your shoe. I'll just look at it on Instagram
Yeah.
because
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
gonna. Yeah, if I'm gonna go look at your shoe, like, take your shoe off. I want to see it in front of me, or I'm gonna be standing right next to you, squinting at your shoe like a weirdo. Like, I'm not standing 6 feet away to look at your shoes.
Right. I get it. I guess we'll see what happens. What happens with all of this in the weeks to come.
Yep.
Right. Because I really wonder if it does go through, what's going to be like if it does go through and God forbid it's a bad like a bad reaction comes from it. How are people going to feel about SneakerCon going forward?
The last surviving show, I want to say, large sized show.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Um.
Wasn't what was it, Sneaker Games coming back or whatever it was they had in Florida?
There's
Was it
quite a
Sneaker
few
Games?
that start in Florida. I'm not sure. I know Soul Fest is in Florida. Um, there's quite a few. Coin Slot used to have his show out there. He lives in LA now. It depends. I'm not sure which show.
Um.
Time
We'll
will tell.
briefly talk about the Last Dance documentary. I know we have 2 more episodes tonight, and I am dressed for the occasion. Just quickly, we'll ask the chat what they think so far, and the panel, of course, what you guys think so far. I know Chelle has chosen to binge the documentary when they all release. So try not to give too much away because Chelle has not watched it yet.
We, I didn't watch all
I
of them
also
either,
yeah
but I heard that
I'm
he
on like
has a lot of
episode 2.
sodium in his diet,
You're
and
on episode 2.
Yeah,
I heard
I've been super busy.
from what I heard, he's a snitch and he got a lot of sodium in his diet. That's about it.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
I
much
feel
true.
bad. I feel like I'm disrespecting the sneaker world by not watching this like how everybody is. But I feel like show like
Do
I
you
kind of
have it
want to
on
binge it
DVR
and
though?
then yeah. It's
Yes.
Okay, then
recording,
I think
of
you're
course,
okay.
for sure. And I definitely want to watch, but I got the I don't like waiting, so I don't want to be sitting here anxious and be like, oh, I can't wait for the next one. I'll probably when the last 2 air, I'll then binge watch it. because that's just, I mean, right now that's been the thing, and there's so many things to watch. So while everybody's talking about that, I rather watch it when people, aren't talking about it. Like I'm always late to the party when it comes to shows. I think the only thing I watched in real time was Tiger King.
The worst.
Carol Baskins.
Um, so I'm just gonna highlight some comments. Word, do you want to start talking about representation in the sneaker community?
Yeah. So, with all that's gone on, I'm wondering how now we can come together and make sure the community is being represented the way we want or the way we feel. With everyone being included and just lifting each other up and supporting, and what we can do to create a platform where we can allow everyone to have some sort of representation or to be lifted up without having arguments or battles or anyone feeling offended. Like I love like how people reach out to these companies and let them know how they feel. Like, I mean, there's no harm in reaching out to a company, no matter how big they are. You never know, they might listen to you, and if enough people contact them, it might invoke change. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about, the situation. I know, Chelle recently reached out to a company about a situation and they actually listened to her. So I feel like we can make change in this community if we want to, but it's just about everybody using their platform to do it.
And it's about listening to understand and not listening to respond. I think Q said that the other day. That's where it all comes down to. Just hearing each other out and then thinking about it before just immediately flying off the lips with it.
Yeah. I say that a lot. I say people do not listen to understand. You're listening to respond. And when you listen to respond, you don't give yourself enough time to process what you're saying. So sometimes you say things in a manner that comes off as negative to somebody else, but to you, it might just be something that, you want to express. But sometimes you really have to listen and process what somebody is saying and then respond once you understand. If you need a little time, tell that person, hey, I don't really understand where you're coming from, so I need to step
Right.
back and understand.
And sometimes it takes like a direct contact. So if because I know we're all on a social media platform and it's just words in black and white on a screen. So sometimes you can't understand the emotion or the inflection behind it. So if you feel as though that you don't understand it or it rubbed you the wrong way, there's no harm in reaching out to someone in a respectful manner. Don't come off hot-headed. Just to ask them a question. Hey, I didn't quite, or I didn't get, or this didn't I didn't comprehend this well. Can you please explain it or elaborate further? There's no harm in that. No question is a stupid question. I mean, unless you work where I work.
Right.
Um, but I think that's just what it takes. It's just communication and compassion and basically listening, hearing one another, and trying to understand where everyone is coming from. And it's not going to change overnight because it didn't happen overnight. And if we just keep going at it, we chisel away at it bit by bit by bit, and then we'll come out on the other end, and everyone will be one big happy cohesive family. That's the goal.
Right. I agree.
Well, first of
Think
all, what
through.
is a power cord? What is a power cord?
I think
Don't
through
get
what
Second of
the
all,
don't get
I
fought.
was gonna say I like what you said about communicating to just taking their dollars elsewhere. That's a thing, but the hardest part with that is like if enough people don't do it, it doesn't really make a dent. So it can be frustrating. Like I know, when the Kaepernick thing happened in the NFL, a lot of people were blackballing in the NFL and not watching, but obviously enough people didn't do it to make a change within the NFL because they were still making enough money where they didn't have to worry about it. So, aside from just taking our money elsewhere, I think we definitely have to voice how we feel as opposed to just writing them off completely. Because, I mean, everybody quote unquote wrote off Gucci when that whole incident happened for like a week or two. And then next thing you know, rappers are back to talking about it. And it's just like
And
back to the same
H&M
thing.
too.
Oh, and H&M, and they've done multiple, like H&M has had multiple incidents over and over and over. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but we've had smaller platforms for a while now. And I think what Chelle did is admirable because she went to one of the smaller platforms who usually does have people who I want to say like us. You can't even say like us, just sneakerheads, period. Usually posted and said, hey, that's not right, that this is your content now. And I think that people have started to make these blogs and make these sites, make these Instagram accounts, but we need to get into who they are and supporting each other because
But
we've
what's
got,
also got me thinking is,
yeah,
like, I know the company that I deal with, the people that all work there are into the streetwear and the sneakers. A lot of these other companies are probably just hiring media people that
of
aren't
course,
possibly into the culture,
of
so they
course.
don't understand it.
But
There's a sneaker store in Melbourne called Soul Finesse. It's a women's streetwear and shoe company. They just got a Jordan contract, I think, last year sometime. I'm going to start shopping there more because she's she uses her friends as her models. So there's Indian girls, Asian girls, white girls, but it represents everybody more. So to me, I
And
think,
it's
well,
better
you
for
know
the
what?
models
I'm going to
too.
start
It's
using,
using the community.
yeah, I'm going to start using and entering her raffles and trying to get shoes from her. Have a look at what she's got in Air Maxes and stuff like that, because she's actually supporting the people that buy from her.
Right.
And
right,
when you buy something from her and you put the picture up on YouTube, on Instagram, she actually reposts it.
and that's
So
dope.
people that are buying from her are also being shown.
Right, that's dope. Showing the people that are down in the trenches and actually spending their
Yeah,
money. That's dope.
Right.
and I
Right.
did hear Foot Locker Australia had a girl working for them. I believe she's no longer in the position, but she actually started showcasing female sneakerheads from Australia on their page and trying to
That's
get the
dope.
females in more than what they, because it was always males only. So I think that's it. If people are in the position that are within the culture, they understand it more. So yeah, reaching out to some of these companies may get us somewhere in the end.
Agreed.
This is true.
Um, Word. You want to go into your artist
Spotlight.
spotlight?
So
Yes.
this week's artist spotlight is none other than the homie Jeff Rose, who is an artist, designer, creator. I believe he's also like the creative director for Sneaker Room in Jersey City. Um, he's a super dope artist. I mean, he has like his own spin on things. He incorporates roses. His last name is Rose. Um, So he incorporates like roses and this like this distinct element in his art, which is so dope. Like he always does pieces in relation to, you know, things going on in the moment. Like I mean he more recently started doing jerseys and like just amazing like what he did painted on a jersey. Like I wanted him to do a Jason Witten jersey for me when he retired and then he came back and now he went to the Raiders and he's disowned. But you know, like just his art is just it's just so dope. It's so dope. Like he even did a run of Vans where he did a rose type van. I know he's done some stuff for uh West was it is it West Side Gunner?
Yeah,
Is
West
that
Side
it?
Gun.
I would say I would listen to him. Babz. Yeah, he's done some stuff for them. Um so I just like it's just like just the bold outlining. Like it's so dope to me.
Yeah, he did
Like
the
and it's so
Biggie
simple.
Bed-Stuy Brooklyn jersey.
Yeah, yeah. That jersey was amazing. He did a
He's done a lot
Kobe.
of events.
Uh,
He's a
yeah,
Yeah,
bag.
yeah, yeah. So his stuff is so dope. Like definitely, you know, hit him up. Check out his website. He goes by Jeff Rose King on Instagram. His website is jeffroseking.com. Hopefully, when stuff opens back up, if you're in the tri-state area, he's at Sneaker Room all the time. Like I go there and kick it with him, and we talk about art. And he's just super dope. He's been trying to get me to get into Canvas, and it might be something I venture into eventually. Um, but yeah, just yeah, everybody check him out. Go support him. His prices are reasonable, especially for how good his stuff is.
Yeah. Nope.
Where's that gonna be at, Hella? It's gonna be in the description box, right? All his stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the articles that we talk about and our topics and stuff and our links will always be in the description box.
Articles. I hope you don't mean those terrible ones.
Oh, we're about to do one.
Oh, it's
Are we about to do
coming.
one? Are we about to? Hella's favorite.
Oh, Hella loves
I
this
just
part.
saw that Q asked a question, so I think we should answer it. She asked, what did she ask? She said, what are we trying to achieve from these companies?
I mean, for me personally, I just want to see, like, my biggest thing that I've been kind of upset about is I don't understand the nature of how companies, especially when it comes to the sneaker community, and you see people get sponsorships or people get sent stuff, like, you know, for example, the Container Store, people who get, you know, containers or get to be representatives, is how are these companies picking people? Because for the most part, it seems like they just pick people, you know, with a big following or, you know, of certain, you know, culture or stature, as opposed to the people who support. I feel like for me, like, you know, if I have a major brand, I want the people who have been supporting me to be the people who then represent me. Like, I don't want to, you know, ignore the person who might have spent, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars with me and just send someone who never even bought my product something because I feel like they can bring me new business. Like, yes, you do want new business, but it's, you know, you got to support the people who support you from the beginning, especially. So I just want to see
Right.
companies use people who have been rocking with them and not just go for these people who, you know, become celebrities overnight or whatever the case may be and haven't been in the culture.
Right. It's fair. It's only fair.
I mean, even if you're looking to make a community friend, right? If you're going to Complex, you're not looking at community friends. So even if you have nothing to gain from it, there are sites and, like I said, some of these Instagram accounts that will post regular schmegular girls. Like, there's plenty of us up on some of these accounts. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just finding the ones that are catering to us and supporting
Right.
the
Yeah, and
brand.
then supporting them and pushing
Yeah,
them out.
right,
That
Yeah.
too. Right.
Yeah.
Dig those up
Agreed.
and get them to the forefront.
right.
Right. Because I don't feel like there's anything wrong with them using the other people as well. But, you know, for each random person that you use, try to include somebody from the culture. Like, I get it with, you know, Travis Scott and Kylie and putting them at the forefront of SBs, because now you're going to invoke a whole new, you know, all the girls that follow Kylie now are going to want SBs, and that's going to bring you more business. But also don't forget about the people who have been buying it and who have been camping out and who have been skating these shoes for years and years.
Right.
Yeah. So speaking of Travis Scott,
Dun, dun, dun.
everybody knows I love these lists, so I found another list to speak
Oh
about in our
Lord.
sneaker corner this week.
Hella in these
And
lists.
it's the top 10 Travis Scott collaborations.
Oh
I put them in order from 1 to 10, just so you guys know.
Wait, did anybody besides Hella look at the list yet?
no.
I did.
Because I wanted the, you did?
Yeah.
Well,
Briefly.
I wanted us to guess what we thought was number one. I mean, I said the other day,
That's
I
number
probably
10?
the Travis one.
So
High
this
is
is
number one.
we're going 1 to 10.
Oh. So this is the best shoe.
Oh,
Yes, this
well,
is
I
the
guess I
best
was wrong.
collab.
Who starts from the best to the worst?
Well, because I kind of like them all. I mean, there's some that I'm just like, no, but this is my favorite.
Real quick. So does it say what this is based off of? Like, is it
No,
numbers?
it does not. It's just
Okay.
somebody who
Okay.
wrote the article decided, hey,
Matter of
I may
opinion?
not know nothing about Travis Scott or sneakers, but I'm going to put his collaborations in order, you know, the top 10.
Maybe best use of materials?
Maybe. The article is always in the description if you guys want to see or read or whatever. So this is one. These ones are number 2, which I would have put the 6 as number 2.
The disrespect. The disrespect.
Maybe you should wait till
If
the end.
number 3 isn't if number 3 isn't the 4,
Okay.
I'm done
Wow.
with this list.
Nope, number
You know,
3
I
is
don't
the
like this
sixes.
shoe.
I mean,
The little bag on the side is like it's like this big on the grade school side.
Yes, it
Right,
is.
it's super small.
On grade school, you could probably put a nickel in there, and
You
that's
can't put you gotta roll up the rolling papers into little balls and
it.
then
I mean,
stick.
like an actual nickel coin. That's the biggest you're gonna get in there. Babz,
not that
tell
we
her how to keep it.
encourage that stuff.
I
Right.
can't believe these are number 4. To be honest, I
Wow.
thought
Yeah,
the
there
highs
should
would
be
have went
way.
first.
Yeah, apparently whoever did this list I don't know what they're going off of. I can't. Like, the 4 has not been introduced yet. This is what I'm saying.
Word is hurt.
The 4 and the
Right.
6 should have been top
What
4.
is that? That
I
looks
am.
like a fugazi pair of the
Hey,
high top.
I got my pictures from Google, okay? I did my best. I am not an
Somebody
authenticator of these
get this
pictures.
UA ass shoe off this screen.
There's no way. There's no way that the low was before the high.
This is number 6.
How does this even count for this
What?
list?
Look,
Right.
I was looking at the picture. I'm like, look at the bleeding. Look at the bleeding on here.
Yeah, my
I'm
eyes
like-
hurt.
Okay. This is number 7.
We still haven't gotten to the 4s yet.
Somebody
This is
find
why
me
I
that.
love these lists.
Oh my god! Oh my god! In this list right now, in this list, this
Huh?
is disgusting.
Oh, there we go.
Are they
This is
crazy?
number
Are they
8.
crazy?
What number is
Are
that?
they crazy?
Number 8?
This is number 8.
Shit.
Apparently, whoever made this list is a Duke fan and didn't want to put the UNC Blue Travis Force high up on the list. This is ludicrous.
Word isn't gonna let
This
this
looks
go
like
at
a
all.
fugazi pair too. That is not the same blue on the shoe.
Look, you stop coming for Hella in her pictures, okay? Thank you, Hella, for the slideshow.
Well, people requested that we show the shoe in a bigger frame, so you
Gotcha.
guys
I
Right.
got you.
And we appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Okay, and then this is number 10.
What the hell?
Well,
Supposedly.
it
I
belongs
don't know
there.
why.
It belongs
Okay.
there.
I might have put
Like,
them
first
in
of
the
all-
wrong order, but I don't think I did.
What-
Because this definitely
Well, can
should
you
be number 10.
And that's
This
the
should
grade
not be
school
1.
pair.
I mean,
Huh?
honestly, there's
That's
two
the grade
different pair.
school.
Isn't there two different pair? Isn't there two different pair of the Air Force, like a sail and a white?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't even be on the top 10 list. Not for me. Like that. Like it looks like the rings of. Like it looks like tree bark. I can't. Thank
Thank you for ruining my eyesight for the day.
So sorry,
Hella has
Babz.
ruined my night.
No, I didn't ruin your life.
Wait, is there
your
another?
night.
Is there another
You
list?
had
Should I
Right.
access
should
to
I
this
go high?
prior. What was that, Babz?
Is there another
Right.
one? Yeah, is there another one?
No,
Should I be
no.
prepared? All right.
No. Words up.
Thank you.
That was terrible.
Wow.
I'm gonna need a
It's
drink
a
after
pillow, BX. Mind your business,
Like
BX.
I need those
This is
nickel
how
bag
we. This is how we end
sixes
things.
higher on that list.
Yo, I need those 6s so bad. If anybody wants to shoot me those 6s in a size 10, I'll trade my Summit Sakai's.
Hey, babe, I
Oh,
think you
Lord.
should pull your 6s out.
Oh,
You should not.
I should go get mine too, right?
Hella's trying to.
She's like,
I should grab mine too, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to get on the Rona flight. And teach people a thing or two.
and
To
then where you
Dallas
gonna
to
live?
buy a pair?
Triggered.
And be stuck there
Okay,
for 14
313, I
days.
won't, but I love these lists because they're always trash. And I like to trash things.
Right. I mean,
obviously.
they're funny.
Oh man,
313.
313. Make sure you see the other list we did. That was terrible.
Sharon
Yeah.
is Karen 313. If we endure
Oh,
it,
you know what
endure it.
Right.
You know
Exactly.
what we should do in honor of our brother BX. We should do the top 34s next time.
Absolutely not. You'll just
We
see a
won't even-
trash
we
can
do-
on the screen for about 5 minutes.
Trash. We're gonna put them fragments at number 1.
On purpose.
The chat is just as dramatic as all of you are about this list. I love it. Mind you, they
Everyone is
all had
triggered right
access to this list, so they all could have known and been warned prior.
I think they like the element
Everyone,
of surprise.
Yeah.
you have triggered our whole audience. We apologize.
She
You're
triggered
welcome.
The
me.
views
We
of
need
this
to
list,
discuss the
the
playlist because there's fugazis in there.
Hey, blame Google image search. I had to get the best ones possible. I'm sorry.
Hella had the DH gate list.
Listen, don't come for me and my lists. I like them. They help the chat discuss the trash on the screen.
Shout out to Travis Scott for already having 10 collabs.
Right.
Right. I think
Definitely.
he had more though, didn't he? Or
yeah,
Still.
look, because there was the two Air Force Ones, the sale and the
yeah.
that they
Right.
did have in there.
I didn't
Right.
even know about the
I guess
33.
since they
Those
put
popped up on the list, and I was like,
since they
okay,
put
let's go
the
with
purple
it.
fours in there,
Right.
they put the purple fours in there. Why didn't they put the mustard sixes?
Right.
Interesting.
You are onto something.
I don't know.
Well, thank you for the terrible list, Ella.
Because that
You are
person
so
probably thought that
welcome,
those purple
Babz.
fours
I
were
am here for
official.
you.
Oh, 313 has introduced the hashtag for the week.
Oh goodness
DH gate
gracious.
Hashtag for the week.
Everyone post that and tag Hella in their
Right.
stories.
Oh goodness.
Right.
If you
Everyone
guys
should
didn't
find the
know,
most
the Mature
foo-foo.
Kids has an Instagram now. Sorry to cut you off, Word. I just wanted
Right.
to let everybody know. You should follow us on Instagram, the Mature Kids. Shout out to Word for setting that up. And what were you gonna say, Word?
Use the hashtag. I was gonna say use the hashtag the mature kids, so we can try to start, featuring people. Like we said, we want to start going forward with support. Posting everyone and sharing everyone and introducing people to everyone because I know everyone knows somebody that somebody's not following. I do like so 313 put that hashtag DH Gate list. I feel like people should find the most fugazi sneaker pictures they can and post one with hashtag DH Gate list, and I will post them up in the mature kids stories.
Yes.
And this is all about representation within the community. So if you use the hashtag,
Let's have fun with it.
we're able to throw you guys out there to all of our followers, and we can start following some new accounts.
Yep.
And also, if anybody out there is an artist or a small business and wants us to highlight them on our show, please feel free to reach out to us. We also have email maturekids@gmail.com. Shoot us an email or shoot a DM on the Instagram. I'm saying we want to get everybody on here that wants to be on here.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank Chelle for being here. Duh.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chelle, for
Chelle,
being on the show.
I forgot Chelle was
Finally,
here.
a holiday that I can join in. Usually, I'm at work at this time.
Yeah, usually she's cheating and watching us at work. Word, you want to go ahead and tell everybody where to find you?
It's your favorite customizer, Word Customs. You can find me on Instagram, Word Customs. Custom spelt with a 0. Dani, don't do that. And also, the MatureKidsClothing.com. The link will be in the bio for t-shirts. I'm going to start working on a t-shirt for the show based around, us and people who want to support, and even shirts that we can give away and start having some fun things to do. We just want to, like I said, we want to just make this all fun. You know what I'm saying? We want to have merch and stuff, not just for making money purposes, but just, stuff to have fun with. You know what I mean? So
Dani, you should pull some of her customs out over there next to you.
Huh?
I said you should pull out some of her customs over there next to you. You got any around you?
I don't.
Ones that she's done for me?
Any in general. You got any around you?
They all require me to get the ladder.
Oh, well, nope, we ain't doing that.
Well, we're cutting it close. It's on. Wait, what time does the Jordan thing start? 8 or 9?
9.
It starts at 9.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be at 9.
No.
She's completely free to show my amazing work.
Chelle, you want to tell everybody where to find you?
So my Instagram is Chelle_kickgirls. I'm pretty sure most of the people in the chat already follow me, but if not, go ahead and do so. Yeah. So Dani.
It's my turn, or it's Babz?
It's you, Dani.
It's you,
No,
Dani.
you.
It's Babz. I think Dani's last.
I'm last.
You just want to be last.
Right. That means I
Girl,
go
Babs and
after Babs.
Kids. You already know. I'm always here. Here to be
That's
mean.
it.
Yep, that's
A
it.
woman of so few words.
Here to be mean. That's it.
He's so mysterious.
I
You're never mean.
know.
Hold
Babs.
You're
on, wait, hold
bully.
on, wait, hold on, wait. Can we? All right. Since we want to see me so bad, here we go. All right.
Hey.
Well, since Dani wants to go last, I am Hella Laced. You can find me at Hella Laced on Instagram. Don't forget to check out my blog, hellalaced.com. And Dani, it's your turn to say goodbye.
Of course, you saved the best for last. Dani,
What up?
aka Caramel_Wonder. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. Same name, Caramel_Wonder. Wonder with an AR at the end. I'm around. Hit my DMs. Send me a smoke
No,
signal.
don't hit our
I'm here.
DMs.
Check
No
check out
DMs.
the link. Check out the link in my Instagram bio. I got some t-shirts going. Make sure you support. Tell a friend to
Hey,
tell a friend.
yeah.
All
Get
of
those
the links
t-shirts, yo. The
for their
flying.
t-shirts and stuff are in the description box, as well as our donation links. We appreciate any donations. And
And
yeah,
I check all DMs, so make sure you come correct.
no, don't slide in the DMs at all. Also, we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Who you calling the